Hey everybody, you might have seen a previous video. I'm at the EA Summit and it's at the Amore Hotel here in Richmond in Melbourne. And I'm just in a little, a little area where people obviously have something to eat or something to drink. And I just can't help but notice, you got, some of you know I'm a bit of a cricket tragic, and you've got this little picture here of the undefeated 1923 to 24 cricket side. What were they? The Richmond and Hawthorn Tramways cricket club, and then all this other memorabilia here about trams. You know what's really interesting is, that's over 100 years ago, and I look at all the trams here and I just think how much has changed in 100 years. And isn't it interesting that what the next 100 years will hold? For some of us, we won't be around, but for I just think everything's speeding up. I think of my Aunt Margaret, and Aunt Margaret lived in Barden in Brisbane, and she never married. She used to walk to church around Barden there. If you know Barden, it's up and down and up and down. But she used to walk to church on a Sunday, and my Aunt Margaret lived to being one day short of 100. So 99 and 355 days she lived to. And I was thinking about her recently, and because people were talking about how quickly AI is having an impact, and I thought, geez, what does she see in her time? Well, people that are, 100 years ago, people have seen, people go from horse and buggies to planes. People have saw three world war, like world wars, the World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, Korea. But people also, in the last 100 years, have seen people go from pencil and paper to, voice activation and video like this. People have seen so much. And I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see a lot of things happen. And some of those things are just, beyond comprehension. But here's what will happen if you don't change, evolve, and do things differently. Here's what will happen if you don't have a goal. You will get left behind. You'll be overwhelmed. You'll be someone who just struggles to keep up. And, when things are crazy and chaotic, you need to stop and think about what's important, what matters, and what's going to make a difference. And that itself will help calm the farm. So it just got me thinking about a lot of things. I've got to tell you, it's marvellous seeing the old trams and all of that that they've put together here. Just a really lovely reflection on this part of the world. All right, food for thought. Bye now.